Hi everyone, so welcome back to the second part of this video. I still haven't edited the first part actually, but it's gonna happen at some point, hopefully. And now let's dive into these 120 Mungyo soft all pastels colors. For those who were not there during the first part, I will link it in the description. And basically, I swatched all of my old pastels because I received new old pastels and I wanted to do my swatches, and I put this swatch over this one so there's greasy traces everywhere. Old pastels are oily. And those are the Caran d'Ache and those are the Sennelier old pastels, and they are all around here. They were under the sun this day, so I hope they're still fine. But yeah, now let's use the Mungyo ones, and they're all beautiful. And probably, I've done all of my swatches in this paper, so probably even if they give a swatch paper, I will still use this one so that I can compare the colors between the different sets. So I'm going to put the paper here, make sure you see something of what I'm doing. Do you see the whole paper? Yeah, sort of. Perfect. And now I'm missing a pen. Where's my pen? Let me fetch my pen before we start this thing. Here is my pen. So many colors, and here I don't want to bother myself with trying to organize them, so I'm just gonna go in order. So there is this whole thing here, and then this whole thing here. Probably the only differentiation that we make is that we start with the bright colors, because here you have some earthy, and I will keep them for the end with the grays that are just here, probably. So I'm going to start with all the pinks and all of that. Some colors you will see are already used, because if you've seen the first video, I had already a 36 set of these old pastels that I've been using for quite some time. And I've put all of the doubles into the previous set, and now I have all of the colors here. But obviously I also have some that are already used, and so they will be a little bit dirty, but it's going to be fine. Those two colors are so similar. What is this color? Ivory white and white. Crazy. There are two nuances of white. This is nice. So these old pastels, in terms of texture, they're a bit closer to the Caran d'Ache. So they are not as creamy and soft as the, I don't know what this one is there, it's definitely gray. They're not as creamy as the Sennelier. In terms of opacity, they're in between both. I think Caran d'Ache are really the most opaque and highly pigmented. This one are a little bit less pigmented, I feel, and just a tiny bit they can be a little bit transparent sometimes, and they put a little bit more crumbled compared to the Caran d'Ache. I would say the Caran d'Ache are really my favorites, but those are like half the price of the Caran d'Ache basically. This is cream. It's a really yellow cream, but it's fine. This is ivory. And linen. Nice colors. I like them. I probably won't organize them the same way as they're organized now, because I will put them in a box with the similar colors, and I'm not sure it completely makes sense the way they organize them. For instance, those are a bit earthy for me to be with the yellows. This yellow is so dirty. This is not the actual color of the yellow, it's just, yeah, this is a bit better. Had so much dirt on this one. This one is such a nice yellow. You can see that I like to mix my yellow with my greens, because all of my yellows are a little bit greenish. And I have to be careful because I need to put at least 15 here, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I have to be able to put at least the next round here. I think it's going to be fine. gonna be fine. This is beige. Their beige is really the same color as this paper, it's funny. Champagne, this is one of the new colors, I think. Because I also said that in the last video, but basically when you're buying the set of 120 Mungyo all pastels, you can either have the old set, and the old set you have most of these colors, but instead of some of the really pale ones, you have fluorescent and metallic colors, which I don't think are super useful when you're doing all pastels. I mean, I don't use them so much. And they released a new set in 2022 or something, where they replaced all of the fluorescent and metallics with some new nuances of the colors. So champagne is one of the new colors, I think. Linen is maybe also one. Like these 300, they were not all in the basic sets. Ooh. Really nice colors. I was so excited to come home and do that today. Orangish yellow, that's a funny name. And this is pale ochre, which I think is very earthy, so the name is right, but I don't know why it's with the oranges, which are much more, I mean, these are technically still yellows, if you see how they are labeled. But yeah, it doesn't completely make sense for me how they organize them. So I will need to rearrange all of that. Arranging colors is so hard too. Will this work? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I think it will work. Perfect. I'm just counting you have enough space for everyone here, which is a bit of the issue, to be able to put all the 120 on the 2 pages that I have left. Because after that, I don't have any beige paper, tone paper anymore. And I actually did a big a bit order at Gersteke for this flame red, is very orange, to buy some new supplies, and I will try to do an unboxing of that in next video. But I completely forgot to buy some new tone paper, and I have a Canson paper that is recycled paper, so it's grayish, and I think it could work. I have to try it for that. Vibrant orange. 275 per million. It's so therapeutic to do the swatches. I don't know how interesting it is for you, but I love doing that. And I love every color, so. This is cadmium red, really. It looks very carmine for a cadmium red. I don't like cadmiums, they are toxic. So many colors. So many subtle nuances of colors. I love that. I love the variety you can get from colors. This is carmine. See how the cadmium red looks like a pale carmine? This is weird. Jazzberry jam. That's funny. This is 276. deep magenta. Purple. Rose pink, which in German is like dark rose. I don't know why some colors have such different names in different languages. And there are so many rose and magentas and reds here. Those are definitely not the colors that excite me most, but you know, they will do. I mean, I'm still happy to see them. They're just not the colors that I'm most drawn to normally. Light purple. This is nice. I like purples. This is light lilac in German, which is nice. Light pink. Why are the light pinks always almost super bright like that? It's crazy. When I think light pink, I think more of a rose blossom or something like that, which is never the case. I mean, this color also exists, but it's never explained as a light pink. And see how the light pink is even brighter, I feel, than the pink. I wouldn't say it's lighter. Deep salmon. I kind of want to do the next ones here too, because they look really similar to this deep salmon, so I'm still putting them here. Look, all of those are so similar. It would be weird to not have them together. This one I don't know, maybe this one I have to put on the other side. Let's just put those two here and then move on to the other side. This is salmon pink, this is salmon, and then we move on to millennial pink and tea rose and light peach. So definitely can go on the other side. Salmon pink. All these salmon things are really similar. I think it would be nice if you try to put a little bit of light into, like, to use, this is the base one, this is the highlight, this is a little deeper shadows. It would be really cool to do that, I think. I'm really excited to start using them in more complex scenes, because those are really exciting. So we were at salmon, which is this one. So then we go to that one. This is also one of the new ones. It's a little bit transparent, but I like it. Sometimes it's hard to have really pale colors that are not transparent, and I think that's where the Caran d'Ache are so great, because you can see this cream and salmon pink and all these pale colors here are still so pigmented and so opaque, which is so great. But they are the best, and they are very expensive, in my opinion. And they don't have so many colors, actually. I think the whole range is only 86 colors, which is not so much compared to the 120 here, for instance. And if you compare these to alcohol-based markers, I feel like you can really get sets of 200 or something alcohol-based markers. Like the full Ohuhu line is pretty extensive, I think. I think it's more than 120 colors. Maybe it's even 300 or something. In my memory, it's huge. I don't have them all, but I already have a lot of alcohol-based markers. And I just find it funny that a big brand like, oh, I love these muted purples, like Caran d'Ache doesn't have even more colors. At some point, I really hope to be able to buy the whole set of Caran d'Ache. Now I already have a few of those, and I will just complete slowly the one that I really like. Pure pink. Those colors are strange to be put together, but really nice colors overall. 280. I'm just rambling around today. Pastel gray, beautiful. But why isn't it with the grays? I don't understand. Gray pink. This is beautiful. I love grayish pinks like that. It's a strange color to like, but I love them. Rose brown. This one I love too. I think those three are really calling me right now. 315. And this is light mauve. $55. Now let's move on to those here. And I will leave the earthy for next time. Next page, sorry. Because then we move on to the blues. Then we have the greens, and then we have the grays. So many colors. It's a bit annoying because the way they are organized is a bit weird, and sometimes they're organized by fives, and sometimes there is one color in the five that obviously goes with the next ones, so it's a bit annoying. Light purple, violet. My writing is getting worse and worse. Move. But what a nice thing to do after work, to come here and swatch these colors. I was dreaming about that during work. Oh, what is that? Pervenche, hell violet, periwinkle blue. I love this color, and I think it also exists in watercolors, and I want to have this color at some point in watercolors. I really like it. Purple amethyst. I like purples. Purple's been my favorite color for a really long time. I think it still somehow is. It's maybe a bit less anchored than it used to be, but it's still a color that I very much like. So here, for an example, the last one, this is dark sepia. Okay, I'm not gonna put this one here. Maybe I will regret that later, but if you can see here, so I've now done all of those, and I am here. This is dark sepia, and this is cocoa. So I think all of these I will do together with my earthy colors, and for now I will move on to the blues that are here. And then I will do those, and then finally these here. And it's also weird because obviously those are blues, but I have those in between, so I'm not so sure how to do that. Because this is mint, light blue. Those are all sorts of light greenish blues and blues. So maybe I will start with the greens. I'm not sure. I don't know how to do that. It's too difficult. What is that? Astery violet. Oh gosh, I'm losing letters now. Violet. Violet is such a nice color. Lilac. Okay, so let's start here and think. Maybe I will start with the darker blues, and then I will move on to, I don't know, let's start with the darker blues and see where to go from there. I really like dark blues. A kind of ash blues. Those are my favorite types of blues. So many colors. I'm really curious to see which colors I will be using more, like which ones will be eaten first. Catalina blue, interesting. Sapphire blue. Oh yeah, and I have this issue that it's 220. Some are dirty, so I can't see. Ultramarine blue, classical one. Is it a color blue after? Ultramarine blue. Who are you? No, your brand is blue. This brand is blue. Let's continue. This one looks really much like a turquoise, and I have no idea why it's in the middle of these other blues. Like this blue is... anyway. Let's not start this conversation again. Oh, this one is a bit harder and a bit crumblier. Who are you? Dark turquoise. Light Prussian blue. What is your number? 262. Ah, coral blue, here you are. I was not so far with the Brandis blue. A little bit, but not so far. Azure blue. And Bondi blue. They have so many names, weird names for blues. It's funny. 195. Let's continue with the blues. This is not working. Those are greens after. I'm lost. Why are there greens in the middle of my blues? Maybe I should go to those ones here. What to do? I am confused. Light blue. I'm getting so dirty with this swatching. Light blue 222. No, a wasp is trying to get into my home. Go away, little wasp, go away. Go back to the outside where you belong. Oh, I'm getting lost here. I need to drink, I think. Water, of course. Light ultramarine blue. Because it's quite hot here, actually. Light ultramarine blue, 291. And you are turquoise blue. You don't look like a turquoise blue. Why are you a turquoise blue? You look more like a cobalt turquoise, maybe? Anyway, should I do this 5 here? Or do I have enough space, actually? Or should I do those? Confusion, confusion, confusion. Maybe we'll move on to the greens and then finish those two and move on with those and finish with those. I think that's my plan. So this is done, let's say. Then I will have like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Shit, I have to put more than that here because it's done 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I've done 12 so far. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. No, it's good, it's good. It's good, it's gonna work. So, last sheet of paper. don't know why I'm so like all over the place today. Just crazy. Where do I put that? Here. Here you are. Let's write which brand is where before I completely forget. Those are Cavendish Neo Pastels. Okay. You are, sir. You are the Senelli. I don't even know what's your name. All Pastels. Artist All Pastels. Okay. Good. And here you are. No! You are the Mungyo. Mungyo Gallery Soft Artist Soft All Pastels. That's way too many words to put. I'm sorry, I'm not gonna write all of that. Oh no, the wasp is here. Oh, it's gone. Okay, great. I don't really like wasps, as you may have understood. So, let's start with our greens. So many greens to swatch. And I will try not to forget anything, because now I'm leaving half things here and there. So I hope I won't forget anything in the process. Emerald beach green? That's so weird. I feel like I already have a 29. Oh, I'm putting color everywhere. That's terrible. That's the issue with all pastels, is that it never dries completely, so there is always a risk of smudging and having some issue. You can use a fixative spray and it should help to avoid that it transfers too much, but still it won't be completely, it will never completely dry. Moss green, I love moss green. I love earthy greens. Earthy greens are the best thing. Like these very natural brownish greens, like this one too is beautiful. This one is nice. It's like a, because sometimes greens have too much yellow for my taste. Oh, can you still see what I'm doing? Yeah. And when they have too much yellow, I think they're not as natural. So I like when it's a little bit muted. Like between those two, I prefer this one to this one because it's a tiny bit more muted. And so it is more natural in my opinion. Ooh, those greens are so nice. I love them. They will complement beautifully the greens that I already have. I am getting out of hand here. Why do I have a blue in the middle of that? I don't know. I don't have space anymore. I have to go back here now. What is happening? Oh no, I can't stop. I'm going back to the two blues. And they are actually quite blue. It's funny because they didn't look blue when I was seeing them here, but now that I see them on paper compared to the greens, they do look blue actually. So probably I could have kept them with these blues here. What do you think? Should I have put them here? Yeah, I think so. Anyway, too bad. It's done now. I know for next time. Who are you, all of you? Grass green. I never really like grass green. I think it's not a very interesting green. This one I love, moss green. Light moss green. It's not really light moss green, it's more like, ooh, this is a lot of noise. It's more like moss that was hidden by the light, that was hit by the light. Can't speak proper English. Dark sage. Beautiful. Ooh, chartreuse green. Makes me think of the poets in France that were always drunk with chartreuse. And it tastes really nice, to be fair. Olive light. Usually I like olive colors, but here I don't really like this olive light. I prefer the dark lemon lime, which is weird, because I would say this is more dark lemon lime than this. But you know, I'm not the one choosing the color names, and it must be such a nightmare to find names for all of that. Olive light, light olive. Interesting. And it has the same name in French. That's funny. But it's not the same number. That's why it's important to put numbers too, and not just the name. Because first, the names are different in different languages. And second, you can have the same name for different colors. And also because some people only refer to the numbers, and then if you don't know, if you only have the colors but not the numbers, then you're lost. Willow green. This is nice. Willow green, 302. But I also like to put the names because I think it makes more sense to have names and not just numbers. Green. What is this? 226. Why was I putting the 3? 226. This is bad. Yellow green. 227. Yellow green looks a lot like grass green or olive light. 227, I was saying. Who are you? Pale green. 266. The sun is coming down this way, and then it will hit this paper and it will mess up with my colors. This is an issue. I have to do something. Wait, I'm gonna do something. If I do that, it should protect us. Yay. Then it's a little bit more hot, but the colors are here properly. I was at pale green. Where are you, pale green? Here you are. Lime green, 225. And then we go back to the blues. Aqua jade green. 300. Congratulations. Turquoise green. Turquoise green looks very blue for turquoise green. Anyway. 224. And then we move on back to some sort of violets. I am very confused with all of these colors. What is this color? Medium azure violet. Why are you here and not with the violets? I don't know. Beautiful colors. Very creamy, those. Maybe they had a little bit too much sun, so they're a little bit too creamy. This is very blue. All of that is very blue. Very blue violet. It would have fitted more in the other pages. Anyway. You live and learn. Who are you? Sky blue. This is not a sky blue. I mean, it's sky blue maybe in winter when the blue is a little bit lavender, but pastel purple. This does not look like a purple. It looks like a grayish blue. This is strange. Light azure violet. I don't like using light, medium, dark because then you have the same name over and over again for so many colors. 264. Ice blue. 265. Now let's move on to these here. Maybe we'll go back to the greens. Oh no, it's still blue. Yeah, blue-green. Don't understand how these colors... Why are these colors together? It is very confusing. Let's stop here for those and then we'll move to the other side of the page. And hopefully we can put them all. I think it will be fine. Who are you? Light powder blue. 290. Or 3. Those are not fluorescent, but they are really, really bright. It's kind of interesting how bright they are. They really pop off the page. I think for highlights, they will be fun colors to use. And it's always nice to have a bit of variety in your highlights and different types of colors in your highlights. Powder lime blue. Why powder? I don't understand this. Bright means powder blue again. But why powder? Is it 286? Yeah. Ice blue light. It looks really white. It's interesting. 29. And baby blue. That's interesting. Look how it looks compared, this ice blue compared to the white or the ivory white. You can see it's a little bit more bluish, but it's very subtle. But for cool highlights, it's going to be really nice, I think. I'm taking this glue off the top of my page. And let's continue with our colors. We were here. So we go on to the creams or something like that, I guess. No, silver gray. We go on to the grays. So many grays. Those are really cool grays. So you can see that in much more towards blue than towards red. Warm grays, just to give you a comparison, I would say like the mahogany, for instance, those would be warm grays compared to the cool grays that you have here. This beige or this cocoa, they are a bit more brownish, or bistre and sepia, they're a bit more brownish and a bit less bluish. Those grays here are much more blue. So that's what I would call warm versus cool grays. I have no idea where I am now, so I have to write. Okay, silver gray. Silver gray, 249. 317. And this warm gray is true, it's a little bit warmer than those, for instance, but I would still consider them a bit too, like, not super warm. I would prefer some beige to have my really warm grays. Light gray. And I feel usually when there is nothing, no information, the light grays, for instance, are very cool. That's my feeling. Ivory green, why is that? What are you doing here, sir? I feel like I'm putting again and again the same colors, but maybe it's just because I'm confused now with writing all of these colors. 246. Too many colors. Neutral gray. And I think the neutral grays tend usually to be a bit cooler than warmer. It will depend on the brands, on the browns, on the brands. Green gray. Green gray. But this one is quite neutral, to be honest. This green gray looks almost like a steel thing, I feel. Verona green. Why do I have greens here? And it actually looks green. This one is weird. This one is hard. It's dark gray. I don't know why I'm taking this voice to say that. Dark, cool gray. And you can see this leans more towards blue compared to this one. So it's really, it's a real thing. We're getting towards the end of all this thing. Impressive. I only have the earthy ones to put, and then make sure I have everyone and we're done. What's your name? 272. Charcoal gray. And black, which is 248. Okay, so let's finish with the earthy, so those here, and then we'll be done with all the 100 colors. So I don't know what this is, dark sepia, because I feel it's very purplish still. I don't know why sepia would be so purple. And here you can see we are in the darks, but much warmer darks. Brownish darks. I like brown colors. Why do I have a green in the middle of this? I don't know. Why do I have two greens in the middle of this? What is olive doing here? This is nice. I love this one. Pastel brown. This would be some sort of Indian red, I guess. Maybe a cinnamon, a russet or something. And then we move on to the ochres. Maybe a rose sienna or golden ochre, and then an ochre. The ochre is really dirty here. I don't really like their earth tones here. I'm really happy that we have those earth tones here. Those are from Caran d'Ache, and I think I really prefer those ones. And we also have a few here that are really nice. But we also have a few in the first part that were kind of cool, like the beige. And yeah, mostly the beige actually, and the pale ochre. So I think overall, with all these brands, we have a really, really good selection of colors. But I'm actually happy that I don't only have this selection of earthy tones, because I feel on those here you're a bit limited. Like, I feel like I'm missing a few ones here, a few browns. There are not so many browns, and browns are so useful to put variety when you're doing landscapes and all. So I'm happy to have the others to kind of complement and add some more colors when I need to. They're all following each other here. russet. There is no burnt sienna, for instance. Caramel. Burnt orange. It doesn't look like a burnt orange. This looks like some sort of ochre. Golden ochre. This looks very orange for a golden ochre. An ochre 238. So here you have them. All of the colors. Let me just put those back into where they belong. No, that's not working. Like I was saying, put those back where they belong. I'm not doing this in the right way. What was the right way here? Maybe one day I will also fill these swatch cards, but not for now. So yeah, those are all the colors of the Mungyo gallery soft artist pastels. All of the yellows, like whites, yellows, oranges, pinks, reds, greens, blues, purples, blues, grays, and earthy tones. They have really nice selection. They have a beautiful selection of greens and blues. Like I said, I feel they're lacking a little bit on the earthy ones, but it's still fine. And here, just so that you remember, my selection of Caran d'Ache and Sennelier. So I have a lot of greens, and I have some greens that I have nowhere else, like this Cinnabar yellow-brown, for instance, is very peculiar green. This light green here, this mossy green, is very interesting too. It's kind of greenish. This Cinnabar here are different. So I think I still have a good variety here, and I don't have so many doubles. And even when I have doubles with different textures, so it can also help, because sometimes you cannot layer an old pastel that is not soft enough on top of another old pastel. So it's good to have the possibility to take the color from another brand that maybe is a bit softer, so that you can layer as you wish. So yeah, it's really nice. If you look, like the light purples are really similar here. The pinks here are a bit more pink compared to, yeah, they're not exactly the same colors. I feel it still brings some variety, which is really nice. There are some that are very similar, like this mauve, this light purple here. But it still manages to have a lot of variety. And also the Caran d'Ache will look more similar to these ones, because they are kind of the same texture, so they come down to the paper in a similar way compared to the others. But yeah, those are all my all pastel colors, and I'm really looking forward to using them. I've bought all of those first because it's my birthday week and I wanted to treat myself with something I've been wanting for a while, and also because I bought, beginning of this year, Lena Revo class All Pastel Mastery, where she teaches how she uses all pastels, and I really like the look of her work. So I'm very excited to dive deep into her way of using all pastels with all the colors that she recommends, that are most of the colors you can see here. So that's all for my all pastels. Like I said, I have a lot of art supplies coming on this week because I kind of went overboard with my birthday presents to myself. Nicely, my parents are stepping in to buy some of these supplies. But yeah, so I have a lot of stuff coming, and I will try to do videos about most of them. I really like geeking about art supplies and swatching them and discussing different colors with you. I've been reorganizing all of my gouache and watercolors, so maybe I will also give you a tour of that if you're interested. Let me know in the comments if all of that sounds like something you want to do. And I also plan on doing some just basic drawing and painting and filming the process. But yeah, I've been a bit overwhelmed with YouTube during the year, most of the year this year. So I'm slowly getting back into it, and please bear with me. I will try to come back to it, but it may take a bit of time. So see you in my next video, and enjoy painting or whatever you like doing. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye.